Hey there, today we're going to look at the basics of creating an assignment inside of your Canvas course. So we're going to jump right into it. First thing you're going to do is click into the course that you need to make the assignment in. It's going to bring you to the course homepage, and then in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, select Manage Subject. And then you should see your course navigation, and Assignments is the second option of that. And this is going to bring you to your assignments page where you can add assignments, where you can import categories, all that good stuff. So Canvas is really consistent. Anytime you see a plus sign, we're going to add something. So in this case, we're going to look on the right-hand side of the screen. The button for me is red. It might be more associated with your school colors for you, but look for that plus assignment button and go ahead and click that. And that's going to bring you to this new page. And so a lot of the details that we're going to go over have to do with, because we have to pass back to PowerSchool for our 3rd through 12th grade teachers, that's where the focus is going to be. So first thing we're going to start with is your assignment name. This can be anything as long as it's 31 characters or less. That includes spaces. And then the second thing, it has to be a unique title. So you can do Bellwork every week, but you have to call it Bellwork Week 1 or Bellwork 1 or Bellwork with the date. Something that's going to differentiate it, but you can't just do Bellwork as your assignments. Again, just an example. So I'll use that as our assignment name. Now, if it's the first one, you can leave it as Bellwork. I would just go ahead and get into a naming scheme, maybe for semester 1.1, so semester 1, week 1, however you want that to look. The second part, and this is important, in this area here, you need to put details about the assignment. Maybe it's a resource that you have that supports the assignment that the students are going to complete. That can be a slide deck from your Google Drive, a video link from YouTube, something that you've used in class, but you want them to have a direct resource of it. Also, instructions in general. What do they need to do to complete it? Maybe you have a rubric, talk about that. All of those details go in this space here. You can edit this side. The first half of this toolbar here has to do with adjusting the design of your text, okay? And then the second half is about adding media and things like that. So you can add pictures, music, YouTube videos. After you added into this space what you want about the assignment, we're going to scroll down to the next part. Most important thing here is if it's not meant to be an extra credit assignment, you have to make sure that there is some sort of value in this space. However you do your grading schemes, that's fine. So out of 100, if it's out of 10, whatever that looks like, just make sure it's there. Sometimes we run into issues on the GradeSync side because this will say 0. Just sometimes we're just not catching it, and then when you go and grade it, because you know that assignment is worth 10 points, it's going to inflate grades by 10 points. So just make sure you're aware of what that point value is going to be for that assignment. Next piece is for assignment group, and this needs to be an assignment group that comes over from PowerSchool. So classwork, test, project, quiz are the 4 default ones that we pass from PowerSchool to Canvas. If you have created other categories inside of PowerSchool, those will also come across. I don't have this course associated with PowerSchool, so I'm not going to be able to show what those are. But just make sure you're choosing that appropriate category that you know has the paper arrow in it. Okay. Display grade as, you can leave it as points, percentage. So even if you give them 10 out of 10, it'll display as 100% in the grade book. Letter grade is very straightforward, A, B, C, D, or F. Complete and incomplete, you can use that. Just be aware that it might cause issues for grade pass back. It's been a 50-50 hit or miss on that. Now on to the next piece, submission type. Your most common ones will likely be online. And then you have all of these options for the students to submit. So an online option is going to be they type in a text box. They find a website URL that you want them to copy and paste into the space. A media recording. They can record inside a studio, or they can upload photos or upload another video, depending on the device that they're using. Student annotation has to do with a PDF upload. So you have to provide the PDF for them, but then they're able to annotate that. And then finally, file uploads. This would strictly be, this could come from their Google Drive, or again, a photo or video that they've uploaded from their device. You can choose all of them or just one of them. most recommend at least having online text entry, even if you've given them a worksheet there in class. Sometimes you have that kiddo who's working from home and has access to the worksheet. This is a way for them to get it into you. The other option is an on-paper assignment, or one of the other options. In this case, this is kind of that traditional classroom. Maybe it's your Bellwork for the week. They have a Bellwork piece of paper that they're going to complete everything on. You don't necessarily need to put this assignment inside of a module, but you do need it to populate a column in the grade book. So you'll choose on paper for those. Those are the two basic assignments. We'll get into the other assignment types down the road. This next piece here, Sync to PowerSchool. Make sure that this is checked in order because otherwise you'll put the grade in Canvas and it hasn't passed back to PowerSchool, and then your grades are going to be off when you're comparing. So just make sure you have this checked. Include this assignment's grades when syncing to your school's SIS, which for us is PowerSchool. Next, assign to everyone. Leave that one as is. You have to have a due date. This is a PowerSchool thing, and it has to be a due date within the current term. So as we get into each school year, for elementary, you have to pay attention to the quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4 dates. Secondary, so it's grades 6 through 12, you have to pay attention to the semester dates. But just make sure you have it in a correlating term. The available from, this is an optional piece. These two boxes are not required, but perhaps you created an assignment ahead of time, but you don't want students to access it until Friday when you're ready to go to have them complete that assignment in class. And then there is the until date. This one, sometimes it can get messy, but you can always have that where it'll close on a specific date, so the students no longer have access to that assignment. Completely optional. Sometimes, though, it will require some extra work from you on the backside to go open it back up for certain students depending on their circumstances. All right, that's the basics of an assignment. If you need anything, put in a help ticket. Thanks.